Coach, about last week and look ahead to the final week of the regular season?
Well, obviously we're in a little bit of a slump. We just got to get out of the shooting part of it. What I was happy about, especially against Appy State, defensively, we were really good. 37%, hold them 37-32. That's a winnable game. Should be a win game. So we just got to shoot better. I don't have any real solutions. It's just confidence and letting it go. And sometimes it comes, sometimes it goes, And right now we're in a go. We need to make it on a come. But I like the way we play defense. If we stay that alert, stay that aggressive, then it'll give us a chance at every game, and then hopefully we can make shots. Going to Georgia, going to get me a peach pie and enjoy it down there. But hopefully we'll get a couple of wins. They're playing about where we are, so every team's trying to get good to be in the tournament in the best place. So it's going to be 2 tough games. We got to go down there and see what we can do. Get ready for the 3 games that are the most important this season, and that is the tournament.
Coach, is momentum a little bit like shots? You can get it back pretty quickly once you hit one, right?
Well, obviously you're not paying attention to my press conferences and asking me about momentum. I got no clue about momentum. I hear it. It's a good term. It's good for y'all to write about it and everything else. But, it's more confidence than it is anything else. And just getting a little flow and letting it go. And you got to see it go down sometimes. And even with confidence, sometimes you don't. It just doesn't go down sometimes. I've seen a lot of players get into that mode. So hopefully we're going to snap out of it at the right time and start knocking down some shots. If we get up above 45, 50% field goal percentage, get our threes up to 35, it's very doable for this team. Then defensively we're going to win. We'll win some games, and hopefully we put 3 together.
Because you get to, like Saturday, you get to that critical moment of the game where couple shots and it makes a difference.
No, everything is really, we've had a few moments defensively that we've taken, our focus hadn't quite been there, but, it was all there against Appy. We had a few mistakes right at the end. We didn't see the mismatch from our wing one time and got backdoored on about the 3rd shot. We should have had the rebound, and then we missed our 2 shots at the other end to stay even, and the game's over. So we're right there. We hit the shots and a couple of lapses defensively. But overall, I think we charted our first 62 shots. 50 of them were basically quality shots. Now, we probably hit maybe, instead of hitting a quality shot, hitting about 45, 50% of those, we didn't do it, 12 contested shots, tough shots, which you may hit 3 of those, But 50 of them, you should be around 23, 24. We were like 12. It can't be that way. On the opposite end, we looked at theirs, and they were 30 kind of quality shots, 24 tough shots that they hit about 50% of. So, we got to make some shots, and it all comes down to that. I mean, it's as simple as that. So we'll see. These young men will keep plugging. We'll see what happens.
When you look at Georgia Southern, obviously a team that you beat back here earlier in the season, what stands out to you about them?
3-point shooting, their guards hurt us with the mismatches a little bit out front, but we've gotten better. Our bigs have gotten down a little bit. They're capable. As you saw Wyatt Fricks, I think it was one possession. They came off a little, they're 12. I think it's 12 that shot it so well. He came off of there. Wyatt got right up into him, 6'9", chased him out, cut him off again, got up into him. They're all capable of doing that. And they just have to understand it's going to come down to that little mismatch. Are they going to get up into those guards and not give them room? Sometimes the bigs like to give them room when they want to play their length, but these guards are quick. You got to get up there and get them before they start. And they do have a big man who'll rip you at the elbow, and you got to get up on him so that he doesn't get any momentum and knock you back. So, again, I like our defense. I liked our focus. Our kids have not quit whatsoever. They have not quit. And I appreciate our crowd. It was a final day. Our crowd was great. Thought a great atmosphere of basketball and a good game. A very, very competitive game against the number 1 team. So just looking forward, keeping our heads up, go to the next game.
Jeff Jones, a guy you've coached against for several years, announces his retirement today. You have any thoughts on that?
Well, I just wish it's all health with him, and I just wish him the best health-wise. He's been a stable as a player and as a coach in Virginia for a long, long time. And you don't want to see anybody's health problems be a reason they have to turn down something they love to do. But just wish him the best, and he won't have to worry as much now. So maybe he'll enjoy the night a little bit better, not as much stress. All right, go Art.
Questions for Cam?
After hearing Coach, just what are your thoughts on this upcoming road trip?
Yeah, it's my 5th year playing, and basketball is a very fragile game. I know y'all were talking about momentum. He said he's got no clue. Tides kind of turn every so often. You just never know when it's going to come. But, you're not going to win games if you don't have any faith or believe in yourself. And this team hasn't given up faith and hasn't stopped believing. And we know we're right there. I mean, we were up on them at half, up on them half the second half, And like you said, if we made a couple more shots, it would have gone way different. So.
How do you address that? How do you tackle that when it's just not working? Do you go back to the beginning? What do you do to try to get through that?
Well, I'd be lying if I said I haven't gone through it like a million times in my career. So, it's really like some of it's confidence. You didn't forget how to shoot overnight. We shoot the ball well in practice a lot. So it's really about, first you look, is our shot selection good? We get good shots in the game. We get open shots. Then it's like you're just thinking about it. You can't sit there and think about the shot. If you're going to take the shot, you got to let it go, and that's it. Once the ball leaves your hand, there's nothing you're going to do to take it back. You can't sit there and hesitate. You just got to shoot it. So, if we make a couple of those, you just never know what could happen. I think we're one of the better teams in the conference if we make shots.
That's kind of the nature of this team is just keep shooting, and eventually that turns around. Is that kind of the ability to keep doing that in this style of play? Is that beneficial to kind of get out of it?
Yeah, well, we know when we were shooting well, the paint opens up a lot more for our bigs, and that the whole kind of any offense really doesn't work if you don't shoot the ball well. So, it's kind of imperative in college basketball today to be able to shoot, and we know that. So, and we're not going to give up and be like, all right, let's start turning down shots, because then you're acknowledging maybe we don't have good shooters, but that's not the case. We do have good shooters. So, we can't really change or deviate much from what we've been doing. We just have to be more confident. And if something's going wrong, just kind of support your teammates. We've been doing that, but maybe overemphasize that. Maybe it'll help.
Tim, is bad shooting and good shooting infectious as a team? Is it something like everybody's kind of wearing on it a little bit, and maybe just one guy makes you hit one or something, and everybody kind of responds?
Yeah, I think everyone wants to. No one wants to be the person like, oh, man, I had a bad shooting night, and someone else had a good night, and we wasted his good night. I think some people think that way too much. It's not how the game of basketball works. It's 5 people on the court. You have 16 players on a team. No one's sitting there pointing a finger at you. And a lot of people, they're pointing a finger at themselves saying, I'm letting the team down, and it's just a lot of pressure to go carry a burden like that. You should carry a burden to one person, not 16. And that's how it's got to be. But I think too many people are trying to carry too big of a burden right now.
Do you have any kind of old shooting gurus that you think about when you go through a slump? You've been a great shooter your whole life. Is there any go-to that you do when you're going through a tough shooting time?
I think knowing that I've been there before, knowing that I've come out the other side a million times, and that's what good shooters do. It happens to everyone. But I know one of my favorite players is Klay Thompson, and he's been going through, he had the 2 injuries, the bad year, whatever. It's not even a bad year, to be honest. So people are just putting a lot of pressure on him. But I think for him, he said, you don't break records, feeling sorry for yourself or thinking about all the missed shots you had. It's about all the makes you had, and knowing that you're capable of that. You got to go into a game with the role of, I'm an accomplished basketball player, and that's who I am, and I'm going to prove it. And that's all there is to it. There's nothing, you can't overthink all that. There's just not much to it. So
Saturday obviously was senior day. what did that mean to you to stand in front of the crowd before tip-off and kind of hear the reception you got for the last couple of years you've been here?
Yeah, I think I've only been here 2 years. I haven't had the longest stint here, but I think this community has really welcomed me, really supported me, and I've had 2 great years here. I'm so happy I came here. So I can't really thank the fans and the crowd and my teammates and my coaches and managers and strength coaches, everyone, trainers. I can't thank everyone enough for my time here. It's been incredible. Something I'll never forget. So.
When you see your name among some of the career three-point leaders in college basketball history, how does that hit you?
Yeah, I was asked about this the other day. I don't think I really think about it that much until after my college career is over. But it's certainly an accomplishment. I know, I'm in the middle of a season, so I'm trying to think about it that much. But after I'm done, I'll know that's a crazy accomplishment. It's a lot of hard work, and people only get to really see what happens on the court, and sometimes you do really well, sometimes you struggle, but like consistently showing back up for yourself. There's a lot of times I was so frustrated. There's a lot of times I was so happy to be here, and every single time I showed back up for myself, and that's really what I'm truly grateful for. It's not a stat, it's not a number, it's not being top 10, it's not whatever. It's just that I showed back up for myself, and I have something to show for that. That's really what it is, and that's what life's about. So.
Everybody talks about tournament time being the time you need to get things together. You go on a little run, then some crazy things could happen. Mm-hmm. Just how much confidence do you guys have going into these last 2 games leading into that conference tournament?
Yeah, I think one thing I've always noticed is I've been on both ends. I've been on a team that goes into a tournament, and no one expects you to win. Some of them, and we're somewhere in the middle. But then there's other teams that, okay, we expect those guys to win, and that's where we were last year. That's a lot of pressure. If you get a team like that on the ropes, I think more than often they might lose that game, to be honest. Just how it's been in mid-major basketball over the years. If, this is the year you're going to make the NCAA tournament, if you lose a game, it's over. Every shot is, crazy pressure versus a team that comes in like, we're the underdogs. We're going to take this team to the wire and see where it happens. So I think, we'll be on the hunter instead of the hunted. And I think, honestly, I don't mind being in either spot, but, some people like being the hunter spot. So we'll see how this team does with that. But I think we're in a good spot.
And having been there once before now, Cam, is that familiarity is a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Go back to the same place.
Yeah. I know Nate was the team that beat us last year, and he said having that extra game helped him familiarize himself. So I can't speak on any truth to that. That's just what he said. So maybe it'll help us too. But glad that he's on our side, and we got a lot of experience. Like I said, we got four starters who are been 4 years or more.
Thank you.
All right, appreciate it.